Here we go. It's that time of year again where we react to our predictions we set for 2025. Some good ones, some bad ones, the top 10 predictions and the Grand Slams. It's our chance to have a laugh. Enjoy.
That's right, JG. The end of the year is here and only one tournament remains, unless you include the UTS, and that is the ATP Next Gen Finals. But we're here to talk about our predictions from the back end of last year. We didn't know what was going to happen, did we, throughout all of 2025? But now we've seen the whole year play out, and what a year it has been. We've had the Sinner and Alcaraz show, essentially. But did either of us predict the Sinner and Alcaraz show across all of the slams or in the rankings either? Stay tuned. We're going to be going through all of our predictions, giving you our reactions and giving each other a bit of a ribbon along the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't like that word. Don't use it again. But it's an interesting one because I don't really know how I've done. Of course, I did have a look at my notes before this episode to see what I picked to try and get a little bit of ammunition, but I couldn't seem to locate yours, and I didn't go to the effort of watching the video. So it's going to be new to me what you've picked. I'm from the top of my head, because obviously I try to keep track throughout the season if I'm beating you. I would like to think that I beat you on both the men's and women's. I think you had some suspect ones in there. But all will be revealed very soon. So let's get into it. And I know you've been telling me off stream, you've been working with ChatGPT to make these predictions, point scoring, and displaying it all nicely. Is that right?
Exactly
No more
right.
PowerPoint.
I know that we've struggled in the past to come up with a scoring system, and it just happens that AI has revolutionized the way that people can do things. So I asked for a scoring system that we can use for this rankings predictions, Grand Slam predictions, and our wildcard predictions. And it came up with this. So for the people just listening,
Just quickly, how many times did you put it in ChatGPT until you get it to help you win?
I'm not going to lie.
Did you fiddle with
I
it?
took the first one it gave me because I just thought I could have done. I was thinking this evening I should have just said, "Can you just change that last one?" But I haven't. I've left it with the first one it
Did
suggested.
you put your predictions in and mine and just say, provide me a predictions point scoring which enables Ben to win?
I could have done that, and I should have done that probably now thinking back because I probably shot myself in the foot. But I think that this is it's probably the fairest way. I think it's actually quite similar to how we'd set it out a little bit from the start, but it's probably done it in a better way. So it's in the rankings for the top 10, it said an exact ranking, you get 3 points, off by 1 place, 2 points, off by 2 to 4 places, you get 1 point, off by 5 places or more, or finished outside the top 10, no points at all. Slams, if you pick the winner.
I think you should add one to that quickly. I think it should be outside top 20 minus 1 point.
Well, maybe we can add that in there. I'll suggest it for the next year's ones. I'm sure it'll add it in fairly easily and create everything for us. For this year, though, the slams, if you picked the winner of the title, we get 5 points. The runner-up of the slam, 3 points. Semi-final, 2 points. Quarter-final, 1 point. And earlier exit than that, 0 points. Wild cards, that was the one that myself and JG picked at the beginning of the year. A person had to be outside the top 100, and it's whoever finished higher in the rankings. And they've just said whoever finishes higher gets 3 points and the other person gets 0, which, I mean, it's sort of just like a Premier League win, that one, isn't it? Just get 3 points on the board. There's nothing else other than a win on that one, unless maybe you get the exact same position, which I don't think is even possible. If you got the same points, maybe there'll be a draw, but that's never going to happen, is it? Come on, let's be honest. So we got
it'll be interesting, guys. If you apply this to yours at home, no cheating, and let us know how many points you got. I'm not sure if everyone played the wild card game with us like we did, but we're going to follow this exact same picking as what we
Yeah.
did last year for this year. We're going to do the same thing. So it will be the top 10, men's and women's, the 4 slams, and then, of course, a wild card, which, for those who don't know, is a player currently outside the top 100 who you think is going to have a really good year in, 2026.
That's it. And we'll get to that one last, but we'll start off first with the top 10, with the men's ranking. We'll do a separate video for the women's and our predictions on those ones. But let's take a look. So, on to slide 2. And this is what transpired. And as you can see here, I've added the green and the red. Maybe I'll ask it to do that for us next year, but I did this manually. So you could see which ones were exactly correct. And you can see at the top there, Carlos Alcaraz as world number 1, Yannick Sinner as world number 2, and Sasha Zverev as world number 3. We both picked all 3 of those, but I think probably most people probably had similar.
I don't think they did. So I know some people in my family who didn't have that 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
So not everyone who watched Game to Love, who are listening right now, would have had it in that order. So I think we need to say fair play to us because it's pretty good. Other YouTube channels, I don't think necessarily got it in that order. There was a lot of people going for Yannick Sinner, and there wasn't everyone going for Zverev in number 3.
No.
But most people, of course, went for the Carlos Alcaraz Sinner between them 2, 1 and 2. I think you've got to be crazy to think otherwise, and you've not been watching the sport. But I think it's very good from us. If we then go into number 4, Novak Djokovic, we both got it wrong. But does that mean you get a point because it was 6?
Maybe slightly. Maybe I get 1 extra point or something. But I think
What was the points again? Let's have a quick look because I'm just
so
off by 2 to 4 places is 1 point.
Probably the same then. Yeah. So there you go. We get the same points for that one. Felix, neither of us had him in the top 10, and he finishes there at number 5.
Well, that is a real surprise because we wasn't expecting him to do it. He wasn't expecting to do it a few months ago. He was 20, 30 in the world, and then just had a massive flurry towards the end. Of course, a fantastic indoor hard court player.
And US Open.
I think it's going to be super fascinating this year if we're going to include Felix or not. And I've not decided myself. I'm not going to let anything away because I really want to beat you again.
He's a real red herring, though, isn't he?
That's a
Felix?
tough one to call. Yeah,
he's like the recency. He's the person who could really trick you into making him really high in the rankings come the end of the year, and then you just think, oh, I'm going to whack him right at the top, and then he'll just have a disastrous start to the next year, and then till you get round to the indoor hardcourt again, then he comes to life again. But maybe he won't next year. We don't know. This is the thing with Felix. Who knows? If we look down there, Taylor Fritz finished at number 6. You were a little bit closer there. So we both had him, but JG a bit closer there. These are the comments from ChatGPT as well. It's given its own little.
It's annoying they don't give the points next to each one for what we got.
Yeah, that would make
because
more
how
sense.
have you verified it?
Well, it calculated it.
So you've not verified it.
I haven't verified the actual way that it's actually calculated the points.
So you've not calculated it all up yourself.
No, I'll let you do that if you really want to. But I'm sure it probably does on the chat, because it did give me a whole like spiel of stuff that came down the screen, and I just wanted it in a table really at the end, just so that we could all work it out. The best one I think that you've picked out of all of it there was Alex de Minaur, number 7. You had him at 7. I went a bit too high. I went for like 5 in the world. I think he fell off a little bit though at one point. I think he was looking like he could have got number 5, but well done to you.
Yeah, number both 7. Good predictions. It could have gone either way. Could have maybe pushed on a little bit, but of course I did very well to get that spot on. Lorenzo Musetti and Ben Shelton, the two that got away.
Yeah,
I feel like it would have been very sensible to have gone for them too. But I think we missed a trick big time.
Massively. 2 really good young players who both came into their own a bit in 2025, looked solid.
It seems very obvious now when you look at Musetti and Ben Shelton inside the top 10. Shout out to anyone listening who included them. I'm sure a lot of people did. And I think that's quite poor from us not to include neither of us, not to include either of them. I'm a bit surprised. But we did
Exactly.
get Ben Shelton, right? So we both
No,
no, sorry,
neither.
Jack Draper, sorry. We
Yeah.
both got Jack Draper. So we selected him at 9 and he come in at 10.
Quite close. I think if he'd have continued playing, we might have got to number 9. But obviously that injury was too much, and he did miss the whole back end of the season. So still to end in the top 10 after missing so much of the back end, I think was still a good finish for Jack Draper. He's had to pull out of the UTS as well. He's just announced that, so won't be seeing him in London. Oh, a little sneak peek there. And and we've got probably one of the biggest surprises, Daniel Medvedev. He dropped even further down the rankings. So 13. We both had him at number 4. And he actually dropped. He dropped outside the top 25, I think, at one point. But he made his way back to number 13 in the world come the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out here. Who's the one you didn't pick? So Andrei Rublev, you didn't have inside the top 10, but you had Casper Ruud. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So you see on the left-hand side, it shows
Right.
the actual ranking. So what it's done is given us the actual top 10 are in there, and all of the other ones that we did actually pick instead of them that didn't make it as well.
So the
So
worst player was Andrei Rublev, and it was 16. So it wasn't terrible.
no, not that bad.
It's
Holger Luna.
probably the best we've ever done with predictions. The worst one was 16 in the world. We then had 15 in the world in Runa, 13 in Medvedev, and 12 in Casper Ruud. So there was all kind of on the fringes of the top 10. But
Yep.
really, the big ones that got away was Musetti and Shelton. But looking at that, I'd have to think that I've beaten you on points, right, for the ranking.
I mean, looking at it, look, Taylor Fritz is closer. You're one away for Taylor Fritz. You've nailed Alex de Minaur as well. And the other ones were pretty much equal, I think, across all the rest. So you've beaten me clearly on the rankings. Well done to you.
And even Djokovic, luckily, we probably get the same points.
Yeah, exactly. So I've not done myself any favors by tinkering. I didn't tinker with ChatGPT enough. So I've not managed to gain any points there. But I don't think it's even going to matter when we look at this next slide. Oh, God. Right. So, Australian Open. JG picked Yannick Sinner. I picked Yannick Sinner. The winner was Yannick Sinner. Well done across the board. GTL, 100%. That's what we like to see. And that's where it ends for me. There we go. Roland Garros. Carlos Alcaraz for JG. I had Novak Djokovic. Carlos Alcaraz was the champion. Djokovic lost to Sinner in the semi-finals. Wimbledon, Yannick Sinner for JG, Carlos Alcaraz for me. They met in the final, but Yannick Sinner did win Wimbledon. And then the final one, the US Open, Daniel Medvedev for JG, Yannick Sinner for me, and Carlos Alcaraz won the US Open. So the only big stinker really was probably Daniel Medvedev. I think he went out in the first round of the US Open to Benjamin Bonzi. But
yeah, it's a shame because I did so well up until that point.
I think you allowed yourself that stinker though by nailing 3 out of 4. Though, to be honest, a bit jealous.
Yeah, I'm most pleased with the Yannick Sinner Wimbledon call. I think that was the one which not everyone would have got. Alcaraz at Roland Garros, Sinner at Australian Open is kind of like the obvious favourite ones. So not a massive prediction, but I do think Yannick Sinner to win Wimbledon would have surprised some people. Beginning of the year, not many people would have had it. Most people would have gone Carlos or even Djokovic. People could have gone for, but I really did feel like it was going to happen, and it was very close. There wasn't much between him and Alcaraz. But yeah, I think that's the prediction I'm most proud of here.
Yeah, I think my worst one there was probably Djokovic to win a Roland Garros.
I think Djokovic won a Grand Slam. I just didn't feel like it's going to happen.
He even came out and said the one he's least likely to win is Roland Garros, considering his age and how grueling it is. I just went for something I thought that he might be able to, don't know, just get it over the line. I was impressed with how he played last year, but yeah, like you say, he wasn't ever going to beat either of the top dogs. Realized himself, I think, by the end of the year. And the final bit, the wild card, João Fonseca was JG's wildcard. Mine was Lerner TN. The final of the Next Gen finals last year, which Fonseca did win. And you see there, he started the year, João Fonseca, 145 in the world. And then he ended at number 24 in the world, 121 places. And Lerner TN started at 122, a bit higher up, finished at 28. So only 4 places behind Fonseca. But it doesn't matter. It could be one place behind. Still a loss for me. JG takes the 3 points.
Yeah, it was a really good battle between these two. Not much in it. I don't think we'll ever pick two wild cards as good as these two. I think it was the first year we've done this game, and it's probably the best we'll ever do because it's really challenging to find a young player outside the top 100 who's going to do very well. It's a bit of a lottery, and I think we did extremely well, both of us. Of course, very happy that I sneaked the win, but it doesn't feel like much of one because I think it was very, very close and not much separated them. It was interesting because I did have a tweet from Daniel Medvedev. I don't know if you saw it, and it was him speaking about Tien and Fonseca.
Oh, nice.
So I'll read it out. I did send it to you, and it says, "I don't think Tien is better than Fonseca in any aspect. They're both great players, but Fonseca has a bit more potential because of his playing style and the current state of tennis. If serves didn't exist in tennis, which of course is never going to happen, then except for Sinner and Alcaraz, I don't see anyone who could beat Tien easily. He's a phenomenal player with excellent court control. We can't say he has one outstanding shot, but he plays extremely well."
Wow.
So it's a strange comment, but a bit up and down from Daniel
A
Medvedev,
little bit.
clearly highlighting the fact that Tien could improve his serve. Aside from that, there's not many players better than him in the world. And I think the big conversation is Tien or Fonseca going to be inside the top 10 next year? But you have to wait until our prediction video to see if either of us have them there. I think you can make a case for both of them.
Definitely. You'd think consistency. I quite like the fact that they're very different players as well. Like consistency wise, you'd think Tien's game has a little bit more just of the essentials, I'd say, just to get the matches over the line. But then Fonseca, just that power. It's just something you can't. It seems like you're just born with that type of power, and he could blow anybody, it seems, out the water, I think, on his day. So if he puts a run together, he's more dangerous than Lerner TM. But they're being that dangerous, sometimes you can go off the boil more often. So, but he's still both so young. It's such great talents. I think we've just been treated this year to just something extra special with both of those two. And I love the fact that we had a little bit of rivalry as well. And glad that it continued all the way, literally right to the end of the year as well. It was nip and tuck to the last couple of tournaments.
But the same result, Ben, and that is another Ben L on the record.
Here's the final one. So you wanted the points, and here are the final points. Rankings, JG 17 points, me with 15 points, JG 1 on the rankings. Slams, you got obviously 3 correct slams, which is 15 points, but didn't get any for Daniel Medvedev going out in the first round. So I probably clawed a little bit back, but I lost 15-13 in the slams, and in the wild cards I lost as well. It's a clean sweep. JG wins on the ATP. I didn't win on any of them. So I've got a lot of homework to do, and I need to do better come 2026. I'm a better log off now and start making some notes, I think.
Yeah, let us know, guys, in the comments. How did you get on? How many points using our ranking system? And let us know in the comments section. But yeah, I feel like it should have been more on the rankings, but I'll let you have it a 17-15 because I beat you anyway.
Wins a win.
But let's move over to the women's. We'll do that on a separate video. Thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. And this is us reacting to our predictions. All in all, I would say it was very good predictions from us. Very good. So probably the best predictions we've ever had. for top 10 and all of the slams in the last 4 or 5 years. So I'll take that. I can't remember the women's at all. So
Oof.
make sure to watch that one. I have a feeling it could be worse.
Exactly. Yeah. Go back and check out some of our last year's predictions videos. They were not as good as this one. I think I had Kyrgios in one of the top 10s, which I don't think he even managed to finish the year even playing tennis anymore.
Yeah, I had Nadal, so it wasn't great.
Exactly. That's it. Let us know your ranking points in that comment section and join us for the women's. That'll be coming up probably tomorrow.
See you soon.
See you then.